Hi guys, Stephanie Dees here with Chalky Decor and Apparel. I actually have a little fall project that I've been meaning to do for a while, and what I'm using is chair webbing. I have cut it to 10 inches, ironed it over so that it's flat, and I'm going to do stencils on it. So I have enough for fall, and I have my stencil lettering here, F-A-L-L. And then I have some fabric, I'll show you how to do that. What you also need is the paint that you'll use. I'm just going to use regular black. I'm going to use the jute twine. You can get this at Home Depot or wherever. So I will use that. And then I'll also use, I've got like a ton of beads that I'll use in between. And the fabric and I'll show you how I'm going to do all of that. So with this project, it's like a swag that you just hang up. I've done Christmas ones, and I'll do another Christmas one because I sold my other one. I've done spring ones, and I've done fall ones. So this is just something fun that I like to do. And it's just a little fun project. If you don't have this, you can use, you can buy pennants like this. You could use those. I've done those. I've done those Christmas ones as well. But for me, I like the raggedy ones like this, where it just looks kind of, off. I don't even cut them straight. It's just fun to do. Okay, so I'm going to grab a couple of things. You'll need either a stencil brush. I can't even speak properly. I'm actually going to move mine. I'm going to get paper towel to use to unload my stencil brush. But makeup sponges are actually pretty easy to use to do this, and some of them it actually might be easier. So because this is kind of stiff and slick, it's kind of hard to get the letter to stay still. Hang on, never mind on that. You can do both top and bottom. It'll just help you keep the letter still while you're stenciling it. You don't really have to mark it off if your stencil is big enough. And I can't remember what font I used on that. It is Farmers, Gilson Farmers, I think. I can't remember. It's one that I imported into my silhouette. So it's one that I like to use. So you can see that I just loaded and then unloaded. And this is a fabric that is very absorbent. You can see that. You can see through it. So just need to do a couple of coats. What's kind of fun with this is that even if it kind of gets out of the stencil and you bleed, it's not really that bad. It's not going to look that bad. All right. I'm going to let this, let's see if I bled a little bit. I'm just going to take a sneaky peeky under there. Not too bad. The reason why it's not that bad if it bleeds is because the way the fabric is, you can't get a straight line probably. On the other one, you might be able to. On this, you probably won't. So, don't worry about it. But these are my favorite to do. When I do a Christmas one, I'm still loving flannel for Christmas. So I probably will do a little bit more flannel. I have to be gentle with my A. I did a, it almost doesn't look like I did these myself. So the bridges, I'm not great with doing bridges on the Silhouette, in the Silhouette Studio, but I can do it. So we got that one. Now we'll do the L, and I went ahead and just did 2 L's. I know you really don't have to, but I did. Hopefully this is a quick little video for everyone. I love to do how-to tutorials. I mean, I'm not really sure this is a how-to tutorial. It's a cute little project, I think. And I love doing it. So, and I love showing people how I do it. So, let me see if you can... So we will let these dry just a little bit and then come back and do a little bit more. One thing that I cannot remember, because it has been, whoops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to stomp on my camera tripod there. The one thing that I wonder about, though, because I can't remember the last one that I did, how I actually glued these. I'll show you. Glued those only together so that they stayed together. So now we're going to do this. I'm going to turn it this way so hopefully you guys see it instead of my hand. I'm actually going to get, whoa, I just dripped paint on me. That one was very juicy. Okay, now we got that part done. We're going to let those dry a little bit. I know not totally, they don't have to be totally dry. Look, I got paint on me. Whoa. Okay, so now we got that. All right, I'm going to let that dry for a second, and then I'll be right back to show you the next step. Okay, so I am back with, this is dried just a little. Get this brush unloaded a little bit. I think I got a little too much on there. And then we're just gonna, again, just go in with stenciling. I'm just gonna push and try to get that in all of the areas, because it's got a lot of grooves. I actually use the heat gun to try and get these to dry just a little bit. I don't know what is what notifications I'm getting here. So like you can see this one, I could definitely see it needed just a little more. A little bit more black. And the reason why I like to use this webbing, furniture webbing, is because it's got the black. You can get the red for Christmas, and oh my God, it would just be gorgeous. I might actually get some. But it comes in a roll. Let me show you the webbing. So if you buy some, you have a ton. Look at that. And I've used this. I've used it on recovering furniture, everything. So let me tell you, you get a ton. Oh, darn, I just keep kicking it. Okay, so I've got them all second coated. And now I'm going to put this up and get my stencil brush in a little bit of water right quick. So now I will be right back to to get the things that I need to finish up the project. Okay, so I think I've got how I'm going to stick these. So there's the F. They're not totally dry yet. It's okay. So there's the F. So let's do the A. That was the next one, right? We're going to keep letting these dry. I'm going to get, because I have to glue these on, I can actually get the rest of the banner or swag or whatever you want to call it going. Okay, so we're going to put these back over here and let them dry some more. And I used a, it's like an all-in-one. This is a DIY cottage color in Anvil. So it's an all-in-one, so it can actually go outside. I'm actually going to glue these together. It will take a while for them to dry. But I'm going to use my Liquitex matte gel. It's actually a pretty good glue. It holds up pretty good, and I will heat set it. Okay, so now we have to determine how much of this do we want of the jute. This little board that I'm working with, this is one of my, it's got actually a little ironing. That's why I pulled it up, because it's got a ironing area on the back, so I like to use it. So I'm just gonna do, it's like 13 from here to here, so it's like 14 or 15. Yeah, it'd probably be more like 15 from here to here. So we're just kind of gonna measure, I'm thinking 1 foot for fall, another foot for some of the beads, probably total for the beads, and then maybe another foot for the, this is just my thinking, another foot for the fabric ribbons that I want to do, another foot for the tie off, another foot for the other side tie off. So what is that? And I'm gonna do 1 extra foot because, you know, it kind of, I need some extra. So now I'm gonna come in with some beads. Let's see me getting those. These are the beads, and I'll have them here. So what you want to do is, that's not good. Get a knot in here. I can't even make stuff not to save my life. Trying to tie my daughter's bracelets that she makes. See, she made this one for me with my nickname on it. So with fall, so we've got F-A-L-L. So I think maybe 3 beads on the left side of fall, 3 beads in between. So 6, 9, and 12, and 15. So it appears, hang on. Okay, I am back after that little break, and I'm sorry, that was a phone call. And what I've got is the three beads. So there's going to be 1 after the L, and we're going to have enough jute left over, enough of the string left over. There'll be a set of beads after the L, but I also want to put fabric and fabric, the ribbons there. So, and then the L will just go on like this, and then we'll glue it. And then, so there'll be 1 after the L, in between the L and the L, and fabric, and then the A, let me turn the camera just a little bit on my phone. The A, this L, so it doesn't take a lot. So more of the beads, and then the F, and then more of the beads. So that's how it's gonna be. And now let me show you. I'm gonna put my beads up, and then I will show you. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. So we've got Let's get some of this distraction out of the way. I apologize. I work, so, and I don't put on airs for anyone. This is my workspace. So this is, you get what you get and you don't pitch fit, as my daughter would say. So we've got this, and this is what I do, is I just work with it until I get it where I want it to be. And that's why I always glue these on last, to make sure that I've got enough. These beads slide so I can move them. All right, now let's figure out what fabric. I know, so sorry I kicked the tripod again. I know that I want this fabric. I've got to get scissors. I have scissors. I don't know where they went. Hold on just a second. Okay, so sorry about that, but I'm back. And of course I kick it again. Okay, so how I like to do my fabric is I do like a rip, because I like the edges to be shredded a bit. So I just cut past this selvage edge and then you just rip. So if you could buy a fat quarter and see how that does, and if it's just not enough for you, just, oh, that hurt. Okay. Just run it through and it'll be like this. So this one, you can actually do two, depending on how long you want this to be, and you just tie it. So if you want to do a shorter one, and what would be fun, I guess, is to do long and short. So you just tie it like that. And I want to do one on each side of the beads. You can just slide it how you want it. So we'll do it like that, but I want it another, so I'll need a 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll need 8 more of these. So let's do, so I'll do 4. So that will make 2. Cut it again. And do random widths too. It's a lot of, it makes it have more interest. That's 3. Got to give yourself enough to pull. And that will be 4 of those. Now, I want another color. I may actually do 3 on each side. I love this too. This one, I may not have enough over here, so I'll have to go get some more. So there's that. There's that. See how it just, it's so cute. I like it. I like it being old and worn looking. That's why I like, this is actually, shoot, a drop cloth. This one is. So I will, all right, hang on just a second. Okay, guys, so sorry about that. Getting phone calls left and right, school, doctors, everything. This is life. So anyway, not a perfect video, but while I was on the phone, I went ahead and tied, now mind you, this is not glued down, but I went ahead and tied these on. And so this is why I don't glue down now, is because I want to adjust in between the letters. That's why I don't glue the letters down yet. I want to make sure I have enough room. And this kind of, to me, actually looks like enough. I did go ahead and get some of these. Let's see what this looks like by adding in a couple of these. Let's see what that looks like. And you don't have to tie it even, Steven. Let's separate them a little bit. So, let's do, and this is where you can just use your design idea or the idea that you've got in your head. I like this next to the letters. So that's going to stay next to the letters. And then I'm going to put this, and that might actually not be what I want. Hang on. I've got another fabric that I like, and I may actually, I'll see, this has got the brown and the black, so the black ties in with the lettering. Let's get this selvage off that side, and now let's see what this would look like. I'm thinking a little darker instead of that lighter. Well, that was kind of wrong. I actually tore that one wrong. I tore it this way instead of this way. Let's do it this way then. It is still going to be a little shorter, but I don't have the big length to it. But that was too short. I'll use that on something else. All right. I mean, I kind of like that, but I kind of don't. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, I'm going to put it over here. You're going to have a lot of strings. I mean, 3 is really fun, but I think I actually might pull it down to just 2. So if we squeeze them together, there's that. So you've got the sunflower, you've got this one, and you've got the brown. Let's see what just the brown looks like. Which one of these is longer? Actually, it's not really that much longer. Now let's look over here. Let's go to this L, because it's at the end and it won't get everything situated. Actually, I'm going to have to move everything down that way because I need just a little bit more on the end. We're going to do at this L, we're going to tie this one close to the beads. Let's put this down and see what that looks like with the beads. I'm going to look through the camera. I kind of like that. I think the one with 3 is a little too much, and I think without the brown, it's not even where I want it to be. Although, you do you. I'm thinking we're going to just undo this. And I don't ever tie them in like big knots. I just tie them. So we're going to forego that one. Oops, sorry. Yet again, kicking it. So what we're going to do is for what I want, I'm going to move it down because I need to just, I always want the sunflower here. So I'm going to put, it will have the brown touching, or not really touching, it'll seem like it's side by side, but but it's exactly not. But like I said, you do you. So I'm going to do this section here. Pull it down. Pull the beads down. And then we're going to pull these down and pull this here. Pull this down. Too far. for us to see it. There we go. Yeah, I like it. I think I like this because it's just a little darker. It just adds that. If you had a good dark, in between a dark yellow and an orange, that would be nice. And then I need to put one over here on the other side of the, you could just have the beads alone. So that is how it will look. I don't have another one over here, do I? Wait a minute. I've got an extra. I got an extra one here, over here. But anyway, I think I like that. Okay. Like I said, when we get done, I'll glue. When I get done and know where my design is, it's going to be, yeah, I've got an extra here. That's funny. Okay. Let's get this off. And then I will tie all the browns on and get that going. Let's see, where's my side? Okay, one more time. Just do a snip and rip. And I'm just going to cut it in half. Okay. So then I'm going to tie all of that together. But I think I actually have, oh, that's why. That is why that looked that way, that A. So I didn't have an extra sunflower. It was my A that was missing. That's funny. There. That's how that was. And I want to tie. That is funny. Okay. Sometimes you can get a little discombobulated doing it. And then we'll also, so that means I need to move these down just a little. And then I will do, nope. This, and then I will adjust it. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, so we are back. I have all of the brown, or I'm back. I have all the brown. I think I've got enough on this end to do it, so I think we're good. I do have a lot on this end, but that's okay. I think what I'm going to do is just move it down just a little bit. Now it's time to try and glue it. And this is where you will want to glue it. You can either glue it to the string or you can still have it where it will slide. But, yeah, it's probably going to be hard to glue it with some of the stuff on it, but I think it'll be okay. So I'm just going to, this is a really thick matte gel. It does, I've used it before as a glue. I just want to, I'm hoping that this works. I really don't know what I did last time that glued it. It is not, it has to dry, and then I'll have to heat set it and it will dry clear, because I've got a fly down here for some reason. It's turning cool. But so what I'll do is I will put something on that to keep it from, I've got some squeeze out, so that's good. That just means that I've got enough. And now I'm going to move these over. So like I said, you can either have it where it, you can sew this. I just thought I'd show you in no sew, but yeah, you could sew it. Just sew those edges together. this one won't move. But I thought I'd show you. You could maybe do hot glue. I just think hot glue would probably pull up with fabric. I mean, sometimes it doesn't. We use hot glue when we're upholstering, so that would work too, probably. It would be faster, that's for sure. And I will probably, once these are dry, I will do an iron heat set. What it does is it just remelts the glue. And whoa, I got a lot on that one. Okay, here's the L. Pull those strings. Get it where you can see it. Yeah, that one was so much that had so much on it that it was coming through the front. You can spread it like butter. This is a really thick, nice gel. And it will actually keep it from fraying too, so that's a good thing. Like I said, I usually don't glue the string. And see, it holds. I mean, it's not really coming apart, but it will just have to dry before you set it out. Slide these down just a little, and we're going to do the last L. It really does have thread on it. But yeah, you could sew them and then you could put it up. You wouldn't have to worry about the glue coming undone, but I don't think with this. I've had them in the weather before, and whatever I've done has held, so it's fine. But glue like this will definitely stop the fraying, sort of like fray check. It will dry clear. There we go. Now, I'm going to put something on, set this and put stuff on it for it to dry. And then you can, I will do another segment of video and show you how all that is. But right now, I can still pick it up. And so it's hard to see the way the camera is, but anyway, I'll let it dry and then I will show you.